What is up? What is cracking? Collective. It's your girl Ash, aka Goddess Goals, in the building. I'm busy back, babies, and that's on point blank. Period. Here to give a message. Here to tell a story. Here to give a word. Now, remember this message, this story, this word may not resonate with you at all. But if you like, yo, Ash, that was me in the past, I can resonate with you because, man, I went through that in the past. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you like, yo, Ash, that's me right now. I'm going through that right now. Make sure you hit the like button. But for this message, I'm going to be talking about 3 different points of views. But let's start off with the first point of view. And God just led me to talk about the first point of view, and which is his point of view. Now, of course, it's not his point of view, but he led me to talk about him first in this message, in this story, in this word. You know what I'm saying? And it's like anything you want, you can have. Anything you want, you can have. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want, you can have, right? Anything you want, baby, you can have. Anything you want, you can have. So I feel like God is telling y'all, right, that anything you want, anything that you truly want, and it's aligned with him, and it's aligned to what he has promised you, right, you can have. And something led me to the chapter of Hosea 4. So chapter 4 in Hosea, the whole chapter, right? And I'm really feeling like some of y'all maybe are coming to a realization, or some of y'all might be warning people of a new realization or just certain realizations, right? And that realization might be that if you just keep on having faith, if you keep on trusting in God, that anything you want, you can have. Anything you want, you can have. And I feel like this message is for those that has had a difficult time in life, has had a difficult time in transitioning, you know what I'm saying? Just maybe transitioning in life, going with the different flows in life, you know what I'm saying? It's like transitioning in and out of traffic, right? It's like when you are on the expressway and you are in this lane full of traffic. It's rush hour, and when it's rush hour, you already know that it's just horrible traffic, and everything is going slow, and everything might be going slow in your life right now, or may have been going slow in your life, right? And let's say you all the way at the outside lane, you all the way at the end, and all the lanes that's on the right side of you, right? All those 4 lanes, it's packed just like you, right? And it's like, you know, it's a stop coming up. You know, it's your stop coming up. You know that it's your exit coming up. You know what I'm saying? Your exit mentally, physically, emotionally, all these, but you know that it's simply your exit coming up, right? And you know, let's just say that all of a sudden your car starts to smoke, right? You know, your car starts to get hot, right? And it's like you gotta transition to all 4 lanes just to get out and get off on your stop. But it's like things are just starting to go haywire before you can get to your stop. And when we mean things that start to go haywire, it's like everything around you may be turning upside down. Everything around you may be going bad. Everything around you just might be messing up, right? And you know, you knew deep down that God told you, like, you know, I'm going to make sure that you get out and you going to not miss your stop. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to do everything in my power that's possible so you can never miss your stop. And I want you to believe that you're not going to miss your stop. I'm going to make sure that you believe that I'm going to get you to this other side, that you're going to see the other side of this thing, that you're going to see the other side of this traffic, and I'm not going to allow you to miss your stop. Because I know things are smoking right now. I know things are burning up right now. I know things are hot right now. I know things are, you know what I'm saying, not going steadfast for you right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you that if you have faith in me, that anything you want, you can have. And for some of y'all, the only thing that you want is to exit. You want to make it out on your exit. You want to get out of the traffic. You know what I'm saying? For your car just blow up, right? You know what I'm saying? Before your car just conks out in the middle of this traffic. And sometimes that's the most scariest thing that y'all can think about is, man, what if my car stops in the middle of the traffic? And if my car stops in the middle of the traffic, it's already traffic. Now everybody's going to be mad at me. Everybody's going to be honking at me. Everybody's going to be, roaring at me. Everybody's going to be looking at me. Man, if I stop in the middle of the traffic, everybody's going to be looking at me. It's like, even though we in traffic, but everybody is in a line. Everybody is in alignment. And when you're trying to get out of traffic, it's evident that you have to disturb people to get out of traffic and to get off on your stop. Have you ever just had to get uncomfortable and get out of alignment to get into your stop, to get off on your stop, to get off on your exit that God told you to get off at? It's like, I know that you've been in this outside lane. I know you've been at the far end lane for so far long during this traffic, but now I need you to get in that lane, and I need you to put on your signal. I need you to signal people that you're trying to get over and get in another lane, that you're trying to go another way, that you're trying to the right, not to the left, but to the right. You're trying to go to the right. So, you know what I'm saying? You in this traffic, right? And your car is just starting to heat up, and it might be even starting to shake. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all car ever started to shake because it was just heating up? Now, you know what I'm saying? You know this car, that's probably the love of your life. Even though that car has put you through some things, but you know that car is the love of your life, and that car is the, you know what I'm saying, the vehicle that you got right now to get you where you need to be right now, or get you to where you gotta go right now. And it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? You might be even telling that car, like, man, baby, if you get me out of this traffic, I swear I'm gonna put some new oil in you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna get you to the mechanic. I'm gonna do all these things for you. I'm gonna get you an alignment. Anything you want, you can have, right? So as God is telling you to believe that He is going to get you out of traffic, you are telling your car, you know what I'm saying, the thing that you are in control of, that, man, if you just believe in me, right, and you get through with me out of this traffic, and you last out of this traffic, I promise I'm gonna do you right. And that's the same thing about God. It's like, man, if you can stick by me, if you can stick right there with me throughout this traffic, and I know it's hard, and I know you shaking, and I know you crying, and I know you know what I'm saying, thinking that you're not gonna make it, that, man, what if we don't make it, and I'm trying to make it, but I'm shaking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, have you ever had a workout, and at the end of the workout, you just so tired, and it's just like, man, I have to finish this, and I can't break, because if I break, I won't make it. That's kind of like this message about the relationship that you have with God right now, or the relationship that you had with God in the past. But hopefully you still have this relationship with God like this right now. Like, man, even if things look so shaky, I still got faith in you. Even if things look so shaky, I'm still gonna have faith in you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that if you just make it out of that traffic, anything you want, you can have, right? You can have anything you want. You can have. So you put on your right blinker, and you know what I'm saying, signal people like, look, man, I gotta put on my blinker. I gotta let you know that I'm trying to get to this next lane. Like, I gotta get to the third lane. I gotta get to the third lane of up out of this lane that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So with you turning on that blinker, you are letting the person first behind you know that I need you to back up just a little bit, and I need you to just give me a little bit of space, just a little bit to get my mind together, or to get things together that I need to get together so I can get right with God, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to just be a little bit gentle with me for now, because I'm finna make this move, and when I make this move, you're gonna have to back up off of me a little bit now, right? You gotta bag up a little bit now, right? So you warning the person that's behind you, like, you know, I'm gonna need you to back up just for now, and then when I go to the left, you can move forward, right? And also, when you are turning on that signal to go to the right, you're letting the person know in the next lane that you're trying to get in, that you're trying to get in that lane. It's like, hey, I know you know what I'm saying, on your way. I know you in traffic too. I know you got things that you're going through too, but man, can I get in this lane? And yeah, maybe I won't be in the same lane that you in for a long time or forever, but right now I just need to get in this lane that you in, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm all the way on the outside of the will of God. I'm all the way on the outside of God right now, and I need to get more on the inside of God so I can get off on my exit, so I can't miss my exit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't miss my stop, the stop that God has me on, right? So you allow your light to flash so you can go to the right, and you know what I'm saying? This person lets you through, right? They let you through. You know, they stop a little bit, but they let you through. And sometimes traffic can bag up just a little bit more just to simply let you through. Now, some people in their lane behind them gonna be kind of upset, like, man, what you doing? Why you letting them through? Oh, man, why you gonna simply let them through? But the person that simply let you through, they maybe thought, like, man, if that was me, I would want somebody to let me through. If that was me, I would want somebody to, you know what I'm saying? Just let me get through. Let me get closer to God, right? Let me get closer to where I need to be, because obviously it's where I need to be, right? Anything you want, you can have. Alright, so now we in lane 3, but we gotta get to the second lane, right? And you know, the thing about this, going to this lane, is that now, you know, the person that let you in, you gotta let them know, like, man, I'm trying to get in this lane now. Like, I know I just got in your lane, but I need to get in this lane now. I need to go in this lane now. You know, I need to get over here now. So the person behind you is gonna have to be a little bit patient again. And they got to be willing to bag up just a little bit and have some understanding just a little bit, and understand, like, you know, I know they was here in this lane because they needed to get in this lane, but now, you know what I'm saying, they need to get in another lane that's best for them. And I know that since they getting in another lane, that the people behind me is going to be mad at me again, because I'm stopping again. I'm kind of pausing again. I'm kind of slowing them up again, but I gotta stop because this person is trying to get in another lane again. And the person in the third lane can either choose to be angry or choose to, like, all right, I'm gonna let them go in another lane again. Obviously, they're trying to get somewhere again. So you got on your flasher and you're trying to get in the second lane. And you warning the people in the second lane, like, yeah, I'm trying to get over again. And if you know anything about traffic, the closer you get to your exit, kind of the more people be like, nah, I don't want to let you in, because this is smoother. Maybe it's a little bit smoother for me in this lane. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this lane is just a little bit smoother for me. And sometimes that lane not smooth at all for them. Maybe it's a little bit more uptight. Right? A little bit more uptight. So you put on your light and you're like, look, I'm trying to go into this lane, and I know the people in the third lane is going to be kind of upset because they got to pause again so I can get to my next lane. But I got to do what I got to do to get to my next lane. And see, this time you put on your flasher, and the person that you trying to go in front of won't let you go. They are determined to just simply not let you go. And see, it's kind of like you had already knew that. But the reason why you had already kind of knew that was because God had already told you that. God had already told you and informed you, like, man, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little bit harder every time you get to the next lane. Because there's going to be more people that just don't understand your next lane or understand why you just trying to get in their lane. Maybe even get in their tax bracket, or maybe they feel like you just taxing on them or adding tax to them. It's something about adding on to them. So the person in that second lane, they ain't willing to let you in. At least not the first person. But you keep on your blinker. You know what I'm saying? You keep on your blinker. And the person that's behind him sees you and allows you in. Like, I know the person that's in front of me didn't allow you in. I know the person in front of me or was ahead of me or was ahead of me, was superior to me, didn't let you in. But I'm going to let you in because I got a different point of view about letting you in. Sometimes we got to wait for other points of views to allow us in. Other points of views to allow us in. Somebody that may not think like the person in front of us or the person that came before us, but think differently than us. But they were willing to allow you in. And it feels good when they allow you in, right? It feels good. And so you in this second lane, you made it. You like, woo, I made it. You can have anything you want. You can have. So you get a little bit of hope, right? You like, I made it to the second lane. One more lane closer to where God wants me to be. One more closer to where God wants me to be. But in all actuality, I'm simply in the middle. I'm in the middle. And some of us, sometimes we have gotten stuck in the middle. Sometimes when we are in the middle, we kind of get scared, right? Because we know that we got to go to the next lane and we got to take a step to go to the next lane. And we know that it may be somebody else that's like the person that was ahead of us in the second lane that didn't want to let us through. That didn't want to see us get past. That was maybe greedy, like, man, you know what I'm saying? This is our lane. Why would we want to allow you in our lane? This is our lane. Why would we want to give you the things that we got when you're supposed to be in those lanes? And see, when you're trying to get to the first lane before your exit, right? It's like you are in a lane or you are in the lane where everybody saw you trying to get to the outside lane. So it's not like they don't know that you're trying to get to the outside lane. It's not like all the people in the first lane, before you get to where God wants you to be. It's not like they don't know that that's where you trying to go, because they seen you all the way from the outside. They seen you where you were when you were on the outside of God, and they seen when you tried to get more closer on the inside of God, and they seen where you got to more closer to the inside of God. And then you like, look man, I'm just simply trying to get to the closest part where God has asked me to go, and I need you to help me get to inside of God. So these are the group of people that you're gonna have to come up against. And a lot of these people may like the lane that they're in. They may absolutely love the lane that they're in, because guess what? They like, look man, I'm on this lane, and guess what? You know, my exit coming up too. So, you know, I want to hurry up and get to my exit too. Or letting you through will only cause me a delay in my exit. Or you just don't fit in this lane because we are simply closer to the exit. So you simply don't fit in this lane because you came from all the way outside. You came from all the way outside of this lane. Confirmation. A lot of y'all have came from outside of the lane and have worked y'all way to try to get to that first lane. Get to that first lane to get closer inside of God's will, inside of where He wants you to be. Where He wants you to be. And I feel like when you are all the way on the outside, it's like, man, I had to learn from having no skills. Maybe you had no skills on how to get to the lane where God wanted you to be, right? And in each lane, you learn something new. You learn something different about skills. Maybe on that far end side, you learned about spiritual skills. You learn that, man, I'm all the way on the outside. I'm all the way on the outside will of God. I'm all the way on the outside. And, man, only thing that I have is just this spiritual skill, that I have this spiritual strength, right? It's something about having spiritual strength. Like, I gotta have the faith. When we think about spiritual, it's like having the faith. Even when you see there's no faith. Even when you like, man, everything is blowing up. Everything is hot. Like, my car is shaking. What am I gonna do? It's like, man, I gotta have faith. Out of everything, I simply gotta have faith. I gotta have faith to move. Even though I'm scared to move, I gotta have faith to move. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, push myself forward to simply move into that next space, right? So that outside lane has taught you about spiritual faith. You know what I mean? And then we go into the next lane and we are learning about physical strength, all right? We are learning about physical strength. Because at the end of the day, you knew that, you know what I'm saying, the person in the third lane, or the people in the third lane, had to, you know what I'm saying, physically wait for you. They had to pause and they had to wait for you. Everybody had to get backed up to just wait for you. So everybody had to wait for you to get your strength up, right? Your physical strength up, right? They had to wait on you to come inside the lane, and then they had to wait on you to leave the lane because you just had to get your strength up. So then we thank God for those that allow us to get our strength up, right? And then we get to that second lane. That second lane is about emotional strength. And see, what we learn about when we get to that second lane is that we gotta control our emotions, and we gotta know that it's gonna be people that's not gonna let us pass. It's gonna be people that's gonna get angry with us because we trying to get into that lane. It's gonna be people that, you know what I'm saying, gonna try us simply because we just trying to get into that lane. So we learn and we take that like, oh, okay, all right, I understand that homie don't want me in his lane. You know, that old girl don't want me in her lane. I understand. They may even look at you and hurry up and speed up like, man, you ain't getting past. I ain't letting you in this lane. Because I know you were trying to get to anything you want. You can have. I know it, right? So you had to get your spiritual strength. You had to get your physical strength. You had to get your emotional strength. And now, to get in this first lane before your exit, because your exit coming up, it's like, man, I got to put all three together. I got to put all my strength that I learned from the outside into getting into this first lane. Because I know my time is running out, right? I know my time is sometimes running out because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we got to have that strength, but we may be attached to somebody that don't have the strength like we have the strength. Just like God has the strength, right? And God knows what we can do. God knows what we are capable of, but we may not see simply what we are capable of. And just like God is telling us that you got to be capable of it and you got to believe it. It's the same thing that we telling our car. Like, look, man, I know that you don't believe it, but he is telling me to believe, and I need you to believe. I need you to believe that we going to get through this thing. So you got to hang in there with me. And just like God is telling you, you got to hang in there with me. You passing down the message, you got to hang in there with me. You got to hang in there with me. And we got to use everything that we have already learned to get to that first lane. We got to continue to believe that we're going to get to our exit. We're going to get to everything we can want, that we can have. We got to spiritually believe it. We got to have that faith, right? And then we got to physically believe it. We got to physically believe it because we will be tried again. Because we know that people behind us is going to be backed up again. But also we going to try to get through because the people on the side of us, they got to let us in. And we got to emotionally be able to believe it and emotionally be it. Like, even if these people don't want to see me on this end, in this lane, I know that this lane is for me, and I know that I got to get to this lane. I know that I am destined for this lane. I know my destiny is a part of this lane, but I know that it's simply not the end of my destiny, but I still have to get to this next destiny lane. So I know they're going to be mad that I'm just going to simply have to cut them kind of off in this lane. Somebody has to bag up just a little bit so I can get in this lane. Somebody may have to get cut off simply so I can just get in this lane. And as you put on your blinker again, right? First car, they won't let you through. The second car, they won't let you through. The third car, they won't let you through. But you know, you still got your blinker on, and the people behind you that's in the lane that you in, they getting mad, they getting upset. Like, man, will somebody let this person in? Will somebody let them in? But see, that fourth car allows you in. That fourth car gives you more than enough space to get in. They give you more than enough space to get in. And you simply transition in. And sometimes you got to wait a little bit longer to get in that first lane, to get inside of your place. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, people going to bypass you and say, no, I won't let you in our lane. I won't let you in my place. I won't let you in front of me. But it's somebody else that will allow you to be in front of them. Like, I'm going to allow this person to get in front of me so they can get in this lane. and you are happy, and you thank God for that person for allowing you to get inside of the lane. So now your exit is coming up, right? Everything that God promised you is coming up, right? Which was, I'm going to get you out of this situation. I am going to pick you up, and I am going to get you out of this mess. I'm going to make sure you cross all those lanes, and I'm going to get you out. I'm going to make sure you get out. You can have anything you want. You can have. And like I said, you telling your car, like, man, baby, we almost there, baby. We almost there. We are almost there. So don't you give up on me. Don't you give up on me. Don't you conk out on me. Don't you fall just yet on me. Don't you not make it just yet. Because just like I need God, I need you, and you need me, and we need each other. It's three, right? It's three. It's three. It's something about three. Us three, right? And you are right there by your exit, and for some reason your exit is like, woo, it's so smooth, and you just go down your exit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yes, I made it out of traffic. I made it through all that, and I'm out of traffic. I simply made it. And you notice that the person that was behind you, that allowed you in, they getting off on the same stop you getting off. Like, man, baby, that blessing was for you. That blessing was for me too. You know what I'm saying? We were on the same route, on the same path for our blessing, right? And you humbly let me through. And sometimes we are being tested by God to just simply let somebody through because you are a part of their blessing to get through. And maybe you will be blessed because you simply blessed that person and you allowed them to get through to the blessing of God. You allowed them to get closer to God, or something about you that was like, look, man, I know you on the outside of God, but I don't mind by pulling you more closer to God. I don't mind by pulling you more closer. I don't mind by you getting more closer. I don't mind by the closeness that you gotta get, because I ain't selfish. Because if I was you, I would want that too. Or I've been there before, so I would want that too. So it's something about you can have anything you want. You can have. And just making it to the other side to get to your blessing. And your exit is just simply a starting point to your blessing. And you telling that car, baby, anything you want you can have. I'm finna take care of you. Because you helped me make it through that blessing. Like, you know, that trial and tribulation and path of this blessing. You helped me get through that blessing. And you blessed those that helped you through that blessing. You know how you raise your hand and you say thank you for allowing you inside to get closer to your blessing. And when we talk about a blessing, or when we talk about anything you want, you can have anything you want. It can be the most simplest thing, and that's just simply trying to get outside of traffic. That is a blessing. We don't have to always think like, man, it's a major, spectacular, you know what I'm saying, materialistic blessing. But sometimes the smallest blessings are the most beautifulest blessings. Sometimes the smallest things that somebody does for you is what counts. That you allow me in. You gave me a little bit of patience. You telling me, you know what I'm saying, you don't gotta rush. You could take your time. Have you ever had somebody to tell you, like, man, you don't gotta rush, you could take your time? He was like, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't tell me that I don't gotta rush, that I can take my time. And maybe to you that was simply just a blessing, because they just told you, like, look, man, you don't gotta rush, you could take your time. I have patience for you. I am patience. It's something about patience. It's something about having patience with other people's time. It's something about also having patience with, you know what I'm saying, being on time. Sometimes the blessing is not on time, but in time. And sometimes we gotta bag up our blessings, or sometimes our blessings just simply bagged up because we have to let other people in to allow them to get their blessing. Are you willing to wait on your blessing just to make sure that somebody else get theirs? When you know that it's a God ordained blessing? So it's just something about anything you want, you can have. And that anything don't have to be materialistic. It can be the smallest thing. It can be the smallest thing. So that is my message. That is my story. And that is my word. And I hope y'all got some type of value out of this message, out of this beautiful message. And let somebody through traffic. Because that's a blessing in itself, just letting them through traffic. Because you never know where they trying to get to. You never know where they trying to go. You never know that the blessing that they have in store for them, and God's blessing that he has in store for you for just letting them through. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, all leave. I'll be busy back, baby. Peace.